Afghans deported from Iran face uncertain future at home. The plight of Afghans facing mass deportations in Iran is a deeply troubling issue that leaves many uncertain about their future back home. On July 3rd, returnees crossed the border at Islamkala, Afghanistan, with the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees reporting that over 1.3 million Afghans have returned this year alone. This surge follows the Iranian government's directive for undocumented Afghans to leave the country, a move that has affected a significant portion of the approximately 6 million Afghans residing in Iran, of whom around 2 million lack legal status. Barakzai, an Afghan refugee, recently observed a stark change in the behavior of her co-workers at a clothing store in Tehran. Once warm and welcoming, they have grown cold and distant, treating her as an outsider. They no longer see Afghans as they once did. Now we are viewed as enemies, she explains. To protect her identity and avoid the risk of deportation, we refer to her only by her last name. Earlier this year, Iran announced that it could no longer support undocumented Afghans, leading to a crackdown that has intensified since the recent conflict between Israel and Iran. Barakzai notes that the Iranian government has resorted to spreading disinformation, labeling Afghans as Israeli spies to justify their removal. This campaign has severely impacted Afghans' ability to secure housing, employment, and access banking services. They have barred us from withdrawing our money from banks or finding work, she states. Employers who hire Afghans face imprisonment and fines, and landlords are being pressured to refuse rentals to us. The fear among Afghans has escalated due to immigration raids in public areas. At the metro station, I witnessed police detaining Afghan men and assaulting women. Barakzai recounts, I felt powerless to speak out, as I was at risk myself. Now, I try to blend in and hide my identity as an Afghan. These public raids have had a chilling effect, prompting thousands of Afghans to flee daily from Iran to Afghanistan through the Islamkala border crossing. Some arrive by bus, while others make the journey on foot. We've seen a dramatic increase in the number of returnees, from 5,000 to as many as 50,000 people per day, says Arafat Jamal, the UNHCR representative in Kabul. The scale and intensity of these returns have taken us by surprise. Samira Syed Rahman, the advocacy director for Save the Children in Afghanistan, highlights the dire circumstances The crisis is not limited to Iran. Afghans are also returning from Pakistan and Tajikistan, creating what Jamal describes as a crisis on 3 borders. Accommodating over 1.6 million returnees from these countries poses a significant challenge for Afghanistan. A recent United Nations report revealed that 23.7 million people, more than half of Afghanistan's population, required humanitarian assistance last year. The situation is expected to worsen, especially after U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio announced the termination of nearly all State Department and USAID programs in Afghanistan, with only 2 remaining. This decision has resulted in the closure of 22 programs, totaling nearly $1.03 billion, as reported by the Special Inspector General for Afghanistan Reconstruction. Aid workers express concern that the influx of returnees will exacerbate the already critical situation. Many families in Afghanistan are struggling to feed their children, and now they are being asked to support thousands, if not millions, more returnees, Rahman states. The high unemployment rate, compounded by cuts in foreign aid, has pushed many into deeper poverty. Banking restrictions and sanctions have further strained businesses, while the loss of remittances from expatriate workers, a crucial component of Afghanistan's economy, has added to the challenges. Even those in the private sector are finding it difficult to create jobs and manage imports and exports due to the existing banking restrictions, Rahman adds. For many returnees, uncertainty looms large. They are unsure how they will provide for their families or where they will settle down. Fear is palpable among them, Rahman notes. A new reality. The situation is particularly dire for Afghan women returning to a country governed by a regime that imposes strict limitations on their rights, including the ability to work, study, or even go outside without a male escort. For women and girls, the impact has been devastating. Many have experienced disruptions in their education and are now in a state of shock, Jamal explains. One such woman is Jamshidi, 24, who fled to Iran to continue her education after the Taliban's rise to power forced her to abandon her studies at Herat University. Just as she was nearing graduation with a political science degree from Firdausi University in Mashhad, the conflict between Israel and Iran erupted, forcing her to leave once more. It was a significant psychological blow, as I had been looking forward to earning my degree and planning my future career. Then, suddenly, I had to return to my home country amidst war. It was incredibly painful for us, she shares. The UNHCR estimates that if the current rate of return continues, the number of Afghans returning could reach 3 million by the end of the year. Meanwhile, Barakzai remains in Tehran, trying to minimize her outings to avoid deportation. The real conflict, she asserts, is not between Iran and Israel. It is between Iran and the Afghan refugees. This situation raises critical questions. What can be done to support these returnees? How can the international community respond effectively to this humanitarian crisis? We invite you to share your thoughts and opinions in the comments below.